Hello, hello. Welcome to Ginger's Love on this Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. This is unannounced time when I will be streaming live on Ginger's Love, but you know I'm coming. So give a few people time to join. Hello. Who is my first one to join? Cousin! How you doing? Good to see you on here with me tonight. Talking about the how we are demonstrating peace and love. I love you. We still got to work on our trip. Hello, everyone who's joined. Thank y'all for joining. I so appreciate it. And I hope y'all are really good and happy Memorial Day. Well, thank you. I have had a good day. I've been chilling with my besties, my sissy, and my little niecey poo, Gia, honey. Hey, Rhonda, planning it now. Details coming soon. Yes. I can't wait. We was out today. Was such a beautiful day. We went walking and just enjoyed the nature. I like the area where I live because it's the trees. So when I'm walking, I can really enjoy the nature. And it just gives me a whole peace of mind when I'm walking and exercising. So it's like the best. The best of both worlds, getting the exercise in and enjoying the nature. So yeah, so my day been real chill. Glad I was off and wasn't doing a lot of hustle and bustle, wasn't driving, wasn't doing any of that thing. No travel, just at the house enjoying my family. So what have you done today on this good Memorial Day? It has been good. We didn't have brunch. We preparing for dinner, so we just having a movie later. Cause I hardly watch TV. I hardly watch movies or TV for the most part, which is when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, I really do not watch TV much. But yeah, so tonight I want to talk about how are we demonstrating peace and love when in the midst of trouble and chaos that we experience. And even if we're not experiencing it directly, we are experiencing it, or we are witnessing it. We are witnessing, things even if we're not directly impacted by it, but we do experience in some shape, form, or fashion. So at the end of the day, I always think that it's so important for us to still keep grounded and in that peace and love, because it is the only thing where we can really cope in this world and get through the different effects of life, really, because there's so many different levels, so many different ways. Like once you think one thing is, you're overcoming one thing, other things are happening, or if it's not happening in your life directly, again, it's someone that you know and love that is just always seem like it's always something for us to overcome, which can be a good thing. It just depends on how you are handling it. So I am interested to know hey sissy, go sissy, you are here at the beginning and not at the end. So thank you for joining me. And I would add you if you're ready, because I love to add someone on and just be open for people to come out and share what they have on any topic of what would be good for the group. I would love for any of that. Hey, sissy. And I will pull you on, Johnny, on the spot. If you're ready, I am ready. So, so just like I said, starting out, how do you demonstrate and demonstrate love and peace? Like regardless, I think those are things that I value most in my life. that I'm really grateful for, being able to draw from a place of peace and love and understanding in any situation. You know, even if my human side of me, you know, deal with it in a way, you know, those emotions, because that emotions, those different emotions, that different things that you experience may provoking you, and that you just have to deal with. Again, I always believe and have learned that those emotions, whether they're good or bad, or negative, you know, or positive emotions, that it is something for you to pay attention to as far as your own personal growth and knowledge about yourself, and what are the things that I'm froze up or you're froze up. It don't look like I'm frozen up, but my connection has not really been good today. I have not had really good connection at all. Whether I'm on Wi-Fi or if I'm on just the network with my service provider, my service has been kind of cray. And so hopefully, so am I frozen? Am I frozen? Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Hey, Lisa. So, am I frozen? Or is it all good? Just give me a yes or no. And if you can hear me, that's good. If you can still hear me, so okay. So I'm not frozen. No, you're not frozen. Okay, thank you. So, yeah. So just dealing with it. Like I say, I stay grounded, and I am thankful for just knowing where my strength come from, because even in the hardest times, I still, you know, find a way to come to some peace and understanding about whatever situation that I'm in, regardless, because I just know that's important. And I know staying in a place of hurt or grievance of anything in your life, and it ain't always grievance of just a loss of someone, but just something in you that you may grieve, that you're trying to figure out or come to some type of peace about, if it's something that's troubling you. So thank you. So just want to touch base on that, because that's what I'm always promoting and trying to demonstrate, is how to always come to a place where you have that balance, you have that solid foundation within yourself to speak or just come to a place of peace and love in your life, regardless of what you go through or what you experience. And especially if we are blessed with a life, we are blessed with the air we breathe, just to get on, to move on. And just looking back, my tip today, my self-love tip for today was to look over our lives when we get in those places, or our minds are troubled, because that's where a lot of the things happen in our minds, and not being able to work through that, to navigate those different things that we experience. And what we see are all our senses, all our senses of what we experience is really what construct our reality and what we come to know as our truth. And that's what I always like to respect as well in communication with people, is their truth, because what my truth is and what my experience is and how I deal with things may not be, you know, how another person deal with things. And why I think it's important for us to be able to communicate and share those experiences so we can grow and heal together through the things that we experience in life, because it is a troubling time that we're living in. It's just so much that happens, and again, on all levels. It's so many levels of life and so many aspects, so many roles that we play in our lives, that that is going to be important. It's going to always be important. So for you that is watching, how are you? Do you have a place, or in the midst of any trouble, how are you dealing with it? How are you still in the midst of it all being able to demonstrate love and peace in your life? And I say in your life because it's important for your life. We may get caught up in trying to give that type of peace and love in the other people's lives, while our lives, while we're internally is dealing with something, it'll be an expense to us as an individual, when we are always, depending on what role you play in someone's lives, you have to be strong. You can't really break down, or you can't really be vulnerable, or you feel like you can't be vulnerable. So that can take a whole nother toll on your life. So in that, how are you still demonstrating love and peace? And and I know it's important for you that's on here. I know that's important. So, like, how is it? Like, give me some feedback. I want to know, how are you doing that? What does that look like for you in your life? And don't be shy, y'all. I want you to join in and share your feedback with me. And I hope y'all been having a good day. Sissy, what you been doing today? One moment. Uh-oh. Okay, no one is sharing anything. That's okay. It's okay. And I always like to just acknowledge that it's okay, even if you don't feel comfortable enough to share anything that you may be feeling, or even that you want to. That is okay, because I have been there, and I have, just sat back and watched and really just took in what I needed, because again, our journey is personal, and the things that we need to do to build up courage to even speak our mind, because we have a voice, and that's important for us to be able to use our voice in a respectful way. Of course, we can use our voice in another way, but it's really good, and it's a place of freedom when you are able to speak your mind. Working, that doesn't surprise me. Working. So yeah, that's a place of freedom, and that you want to live in, is when you're able to just speak your mind and say what it is that you feel, what you're thinking, and don't feel bad about it. Because sometimes we will just shut down and not say anything because we don't feel like it's relevant, or it's important, or that you're just not at a place to where that's what you want to do. Because we have our introverts and we have our introverts, and I'm really an introvert. I like being to myself for the most part. In my piece, went yesterday to see the family, try to have pure intentions and lead with love. After a point, I just got tired of feeling negative. Seeing the word negative, I realized I have purposely, thank you, Rhonda, too, for your response. I realized I have to give out what I wanted to in return. Yes, and that is something that we also have to take accountability for in our role and what we contribute. We can't get caught up into what's around us, even though it's hard to do when we are working on ourselves, and we are yes, it really is. And that, yeah, I love that you say that are your intentions. And it's good for us to set intentions. And in those times when we are challenged in there, because we are tested, I believe we're tested to build up that strength and that courage that we need in those situations to be what we want to see in the world. Because it'd be just so... I just be straight with whatever I feel. It's okay to be straight with whatever you feel, sissy, but expressing what you're feeling, be having a voice to express what you feel, and when you're expressing that you're in a place, like I said, just going back to what Rhonda was saying, is that we have intentions, and we can become around people, and it can be family, friends, whatever, some that you're comfortable and you want to be around your family and friends, because I'm a family person and I'm a friend person. That's why I spend majority of my time with, like, if I'm not alone, I'm with my family and friends, period. It's no in between. That's just what it is. And far and in between, I will meet with people that, like I see as a friend. It may not, because it's different levels of friend. When I say friend, it don't mean you like my best friend that I confide in. You're a friend of mine, just in a friend of love, in the spirit of love. So that's how I look at the term friend. Other people, go way deeper than that, but like, as you as an individual, if I'm calling you a friend, or if we're in contact with one another, you know what level of friendship that we have. And it's just good. It's not even, not even a question. It's like you understood when it comes to what type of friendship that we have. But we can go and we can have pure intentions of being good, and that really can. And that is something I guess when I was looking at the influences, how spirits can influence you, looking at it like from the soul ties, I guess that's my stronger point in dealing with situations. Like if I'm involved with someone in a relationship, in a romantic or intimate relationship, romantically, that if they have a bad spirit, what spirit that takes on to me is my defense spirit, that defense, and that's not respectful. When you're defensive, you're not going to be respectful. You're going to be whatever it is, you're going to be on that level, what you need to defend yourself, and especially if you're offended by something, if you feel like someone's attacking you or whatever the case may be, then your defense mechanism and how you deal with it, that is a spirit. That is a spirit in which you have to be in control of as well, because it happens. If you react as soon as you feel something, that's just what happened. And we'll do that. And those are a lot of issues that happen in our lives, or that cause issues in our life, when we just react without thinking. And then we can just keep thinking. Once we think about something, we don't stop thinking. So those are two things that is rooted in a lot of issues that we have. But when you try to be positive and you try to be negative, sometimes you just got to know when to remove yourself from the situation. If it's just so overwhelming to the point where you can't be you. If you can't be you, and that's being positive, being just in harmony with people around you, and not being judgmental, because it's okay. I done been around negative people and I let them be negative, for the most part. But at the same time, it's not the energy that you want to be around, because it does take away from you. Because where do you go with that? If you are in amongst of a lot of negativity, like what do you do with that? Because even if you're happy and in a positive mood, if a person if they stuck where they're stuck at, then it just is what it is. They are not, it's nothing you can say. Now, I don't care how positive you are, how understanding you are, or whatever the case may be. When that's what it is, that is what it is. And that's when you just have to learn what it is that you need to do to move accordingly. And that means you just have to remove, I love you, and I'm just going to go, move around, because this is not what I want to be around. This is not what I want to experience. And there's no love lost. You can be who you are, but I'm not going to be a part of it, because I want something better. And in this world, like you said, there's so much in this world that goes on that we have to stay grounded in that. And the only way for us to stay grounded in peace and love is we are grounded internally within peace and love. Exactly. Exactly. And that's just how it is. And I think everyone can respect that at the end of the day. And if they can't, that's a personal problem, because you know what type of energy that you're bringing in. And so that's what you want to experience, because that's what it's about. Life is short. We losing people every day. If it's not one person, it's two people. And we're not just losing people in the flesh. We losing people that is still with us, that is just not in that place, that's just stuck and grounded and rooted in negativity. And that's a loss. That is really a loss, because it's nothing fruitful coming from a negative spirit. It's nothing, or evil spirit, or a mean-spirited person. Like, it's really nothing good that's coming out of that. So that's a loss of life, because our life is important. Our life is something that we need to learn to value and appreciate and really be grateful for, because it's what we have. It's all that we have, and we get to choose to live it how and what we want to experience. We get to make that choice. And so that's why that's something I just want to put on your mind and just something to think about. Like, in the end of the day, this world is what it is. We cannot change it, but we can only contribute to what we want to experience and what we want people to experience around us. And that's, peace and love. Because what is the alternative of that? What is the alternative of being in this world and not being at a place to where you can be in a peaceful place, regardless of whatever, and still be a loving person, and still being able to demonstrate that type of peace within yourself, because that's what it is, and you're not going to allow anyone else to move you from that place. And if you do, it's okay, because we are human and we are being perfected in the Spirit of God, in the Spirit of love, and we are being protected each time that we're tested and we fail. But each time that we are tested and we win, we are growing stronger and stronger. We're moving in the right direction to be just be in control of our lives. We as an individual have to be in control of who we are and what we want to experience. So our intentions, we definitely have to set those intentions. And even in those trying times or those challenging times, where your intentions were good and it didn't happen as you planned, that even in that you are responding with who you intend to be, who you intend to demonstrate. And that's that peace and love that makes things better. It makes relationships better, period. Because in any aspect of it, there's a relationship there. Is a relationship there. If you involved in any shape, form, or fashion with someone else, there is a relationship there. So it's important that even as a collectively, if you're not able to demonstrate, or to experience that happy time or that good time that you set out to experience with someone, is that even when you're not able to do so, that you still have control of how you deal with it. And that's not to meet their energy or to get on their level, but to rise above that and still be who you want to be. And that's it. And that's something that I have to continue to be aware of, is my feelings, because I do have them, and I have strong feelings. I have always been an emotional person. I think just as a woman, we are emotional people. We are very emotional. So our emotional intelligence is very important, and it's discipline. We just have to be disciplined in who we are, in the flesh and in the spirit. So being disciplined is going to help us carry out our intentions no matter what, because our intentions they are ours, and it is our responsibility to be disciplined in that and to stay in control of it no matter what, because we are the only ones that can control that. I leave if I can't be myself. If you can't be yourself, if it continues. And I went back to that because you saying if you can't be yourself, and being yourself is just being free to whatever. And I wouldn't say that you're a negative person. You're a big ball of fun. And you can be crunk. But at the end of the day, I know it's all love. You are just a loving heart. You're a kind-hearted person. And I'm blessed to have you, sissy, in my life, because you do demonstrate that, like, regardless of anything, you have demonstrated that unconditional love towards me and towards the family. So I do appreciate you, big sissy. And so, like, I wanted to get in here and, hey girl. Hey, so just trying to just touch base on that, just in the midst of everything else. That's what it is. And then learning through what we have been deprived of, and when I say deprived, it's a lot to what we struggle with today and how we're able to cope with life. Is what we've been deprived of, the information that we needed before we experienced it, and then we have to learn it the hard way. We have to learn it the hard way because it just wasn't instilled in that developmental process when we was going through, especially when we were being taught in the schools. That is a conversation that we were having just, and I've, just read just on history just about how a lot of the information of the things that we was taught, it wasn't to for us to become our full potential and to be who we naturally are in the spirit, which we are powerful beings. We are very powerful beings, but that is not something that I remember being taught in school. Just tapping into who we are and to being able to explore the natural gifts and talents that we have, which is something another topic that I will discuss this week. Just our gifts and our talents and or our passions that we have, and it's sad that we have to go through so much to get there at the latter part of our lives, because that's just not something that we got to explore growing up. We really explored. Speaking for myself, I and just people that I've been around and grew up with, we explored the social life more so than we did the life of us growing and becoming something like what I'm doing now. Being here, and as anybody know me, I've never taught. And my aunt, she will be on here now. It's like I just be talking and talking. Like I've never been the one to be a talker, but I didn't feel like I had a lot to say in that time. But as I began to grow and experience life and learn the things that I learned, then my voice, I found my voice, and I was able to express myself more without feeling with confidence. I'm gonna say that I was able to learn. I learned to be able to express myself and use my voice in a way that I hope would reach people, and that you'll understand me, and I will have the opportunity to get to know you and understand you as well, because I'm open to that. I'm open to getting to know someone and exploring who they are, and if it's anything that I can lend that I've experienced that could help you, that is what my hope is. That is where my heart is being able to share the knowledge and wisdom that I have learned over my life, and just in my relationship with the Spirit of God within me, is being able to just spread that. And that is how I demonstrate and show love every day. And who I talk to and who I encounter, or whoever that crosses my path, that is what I extend. It's that love. And I was just telling my man not too long ago, that's the only medicine that I can give someone is my love. And if that's the only thing, if you can receive it, I got it to give to you, because it's who I am, and I have to accept that and not feel like this is not a good thing, because at once upon a time in my life, I felt like it was something wrong with me. I felt like, shoot, what is wrong with me? Why? But to learn who I am, and to learn where that love comes from, just because it's how I was made. It's in my DNA. It's just I can't help it. And so I thank God, and I don't look at those situations that I questioned once before as something that I shouldn't experience. I think everything that I went through is something I needed to experience for myself, for me to be where I'm at today, and how I'm able to deal with life and understand life as I do. And it helps. It really helps you be able to. So that's something that I'm grateful for as well, is being able to adapt to situations and still look into myself and be who I am. Just be, true to who I am, and try to communicate to other people and respect who they are and where they are in their life. So, Sissy, is you on here because I want you, your response. What do you think? I always like your response as well. I be so proud of my little sissy. My little big sissy. She my big sissy, because when I need something, because I can be real little timid about little stuff, and she gonna come through like the warrior that she is. Any big situations that I'm just not up for, I'm not up for that little battle, I can call my sister, and she gonna come through ready. She gonna come through and deal with anything that I need to deal with. Yes, you are. So you are here. So I was asking, like, in the midst of this chaotic world and this the trouble that brings us the war. Yes, you are. So be ready. I like this little spice girl. My Marie said we ginger and spice. So yes, little spice girl right here. So how do you deal with? How do you demonstrate peace and love in the spite of your troubles or the midst of this chaotic world that we live in? But just as chaotic it is, I like to highlight the love that I always see too. The love in people, and that's just something just shows just how powerful and how yeah, just how powerful love is. You know, love is something, if you know what it is, and it's not that type of that ego love. It's the real genuine love that heals the world, that really brings the light in a dark place. So despite of that, there's a lot of people in this world that demonstrates love, that demonstrates peace and harmony and happiness, and that's what they teach, that's what they breathe, that's what they want to contribute to the world. And that is, I'm also I have joined that movement. I've always been that movement to just demonstrate that, and whatever that I do, demonstrate that peace and love in my life and in my communication, and even in my trying times, because I do have them. I do have them, which anyone would know or wouldn't question, because I'm human as well. I just choose to always come from that place of peace, love, and understanding. So is there anything? Okay. You tap into your source, who is the most high, Alpha and Omega. Yes, the beginning of the end. That's one passage in the Bible that I read, and I be like, it just gives me something when I read that. When the creator of who I am, when you read how powerful that spirit is and that energy is, it's like you cannot, like the Alpha, the beginning and the end. It is nothing that you cannot handle. Yes, she is a rider. Yes, and they to speak freely. That is the best thing, is to be able to speak freely with someone. And there's no judgment. And you knowing that the advice is given is coming from a good place. And that's the type of love that is so much appreciated. Yes, it is. I love that. And I love that y'all have that. And I love that she is who she is and has become who she is. Because we were just telling the stories of how we grew up. And I could not stand her. She was just this little nuisance, this little girl that I had to take with me and be with me all the time. And now, like, we're inseparable. We be together all the time. And so I told her sometimes it be so weird, but we still, it's just all love there, and just who she has grown to be. I really love it. Give me chills. Don't it gives me chills too. I swear I get chills when I be reading it. I was like, boy, you can't tell me. And I be like, God is gangster. If you ain't never met one, when someone speak in that tone and that much power, and that you recognize and know, I'm the beginning and the end. Period. That says a lot. I am the beginning and the end. That is so much power in that word. So at the end of the day, if that's who I have in my corner, and that's who I have in me, and that's who I know that has brought me through, like, I really, that is my foundation. That is my ground at the end of the day. That is my go-to. Even, in not my understanding. I don't even have to understand some things, because now I have grown to understand that it's not for me to understand anything. It's for me to understand me and what I need to do to take control of whatever that I need to work out within me. And that's another conversation that I had, is being able to know that it's you that needs to take care of situations within you. And if we focus on getting ourselves right and getting at a place to, in any situation, whether we feel it or not, because people don't see how you feel unless you show how you feel. And so if you can feel what you feel, but still act in what your intentions were, and your intentions were to be peace and to be love, then that is what you will have the opportunity to do in your moment of decisions. When you decide, this is how I'm going to respond, I'm not going to react with how I feel, because if I act react how I feel, then it's going to be a whole nother situation. But if I respond with how I intend to be and what I intend to demonstrate and demonstrate that peace and love, then I'm going to be okay. Yes, y'all so sweetie. So I'm gonna be okay, and that is something that I had to learn as well over, me just not liking how I was handling people. Even if I felt I was being handled wrong, that's not who I am, and that's not how I want to communicate with people in some type of anger and discord, and just where I don't know the Lord. Like I don't know God, and I don't know, the grace and mercy that has been shown in my life, and that love and compassion. So that be always my intention, is to like, regardless of how I feel, I always want to at least respond in a respectable way for the most part, because it's just not something I don't like. I don't feel good. And like Sissy was saying not too long ago, I could feel like you want to go off. You want to, just, and I haven't too long had a thought like, sometimes I just want to releasing, but what I'm releasing is negative, like just how I really be feeling that I have to work on within myself. And, it's just not a purity thing, and that's not what I want. So even if I did want to go off, I can't, because it's just not who I am. Oh, yes, for sure. That's how we know it. That is how we're able to be positive, because we live in the same world that everyone else lives in. We are experiencing and witnessing the same type of, chaos and division and just everything that keep us apart as a whole. And we are one in the Spirit of God, if we just don't know it. And that's such an amazing thing. Like, we just don't know how connected we truly are in the Spirit of God. And the ones that do, praise God, because y'all are the ones that we're able to communicate, and like, we are never dealing with the flesh, so to speak, or the ego, so to speak, as well. We're dealing with the spirit within you, that I know this within you, and that is how you connect, and that's where change happens, is from within. And from within, you can be able, if you work on yourself internally and all those things that keep you in hell, because you live in hell right here on earth. You don't have to die and go to hell and burn, as people believe. That doesn't have to happen, because it's happening right here. You can look and see that it's hell on earth, and it's also heaven on earth. It just depends on where you are mentally and where you are spiritually. And if you're connected spiritually to God, then you know that there's peace. And he said, and there's perfect love, is perfect peace in knowing who God is in you and who he is, because you're not going to fear him in that way. And so you have to continue to just work on that inner peace, because your inner peace that's speaking to you, that you need to work out within yourself, that is the Spirit of God working in you and through you. And once you know that, then your voice becomes louder in a way that is positive, and you do begin to walk in the purpose of who you were intended to. Only you and the good Lord knows what it is your assignment in your life. And so no matter what we go on, what happens in our life, long as we're connected to what we need to have peace and have that foundation within ourselves, then we're going to get to that point. We're going to get to those breakthroughs that we have to get through to be free and to speak and have that type of courage within ourselves to express ourselves. Because if we don't express ourselves, that's where all that inner turmoil and chaos happen within us. And then we continue to just let that marinate in our minds with no resolution. So we have no type of resolution there. And so how do we resolve that? And that was, the stem from my question, like, in the midst of it all, how are we still standing in love and in peace? No, I seen that you cannot raise hell and praise God at the same time. That's not the joy within that God has instilled in us. No, he hasn't. He has not, because we have to love our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, as we love ourselves. And love ourselves is the first thing. We can't love no one else if we don't love ourselves. And a lot of us don't know. It's a lot of us that did not know what love or don't know what love is or experience, so that's why they don't believe in love, or they don't feel like love has no type of impact on how they are experiencing life. And if you really look at it, because you don't have love is why you have so much hell in you. Yes, it does, because that's your creator. And no one knows you more than your creator do. And that's an energy. It's a spirit. It's something that it will. Yes, it most definitely will. That's how it's worked for me. That's my testimony. That is my testimony. The last few years, my biggest lesson is realizing that change is a process. Yes. Yes. Amen. Yes, yes, yes. So we will know how to support each other. Yes, I love that. That is so right. Yes, we need that. And I want my love, but I need, yes. And you want that. And that's a natural thing. We want that real genuine love. What you want for yourself, you want for the next person. Like real talk. Like I don't want to be happy and, in love and just, being walking in my purpose and experiencing the fruit of my labor, or just taking it all in. I don't want to just experience that. That's why I share my story. That's why I share what it is that I done went through, because it may help someone. And I truly do want that for you. So it always have been surprising and very interesting when people, but I understand it, when it is rejected. When you are when you're coming from a positive place and an uplifting place, and a person can't receive it. It's just that's a sad thing. It's just a sad thing, because, that person's in a place to where they don't know love. And it's a lot of work that needs to be done, and my heart goes out to it. But I do also understand that I can't do the work for someone else that they need to do for themselves. Yes, and I love for real, like I real deal. If it's anything, if you are in any type of turmoil, anything in your life that is anything other than love and peace, and just being able to know that you can get through things or whatever that you're going through, I'm going to try to speak that in you, because it's hard for me to just sit up and just listen to you feeling down and just feeling defeated in your life, when I know who is in you, when I know that you are made by the same type of love and strength and power that I'm made with. So that is gonna definitely make me want to show that to you in you. So because I'm like, if you can tap into that, you're gonna be okay. I'm not doing this for fun or for show. This love is really in me. Amen. And I say, you can't love. If you don't have that love in you, then you definitely can't love nobody else. And you definitely can't recognize it, because it's foreign to you. Hey, Niecy. Nana Pooh. Yeah, so. Hey, Mommy. I love y'all. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to be that. We want to be that love. We want to be that peace that we want to see in other people. And if you ever catch yourself judging someone or being critical or hard of someone, then you definitely want to see what can I do to change the situation. If you don't care about it, then that's an interesting part. That's interesting. If you have an opinion, but you don't have a resolution. You don't have a resolution to it, and you can be the resolution. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to solve situations. We're trying to solve conflict, and within us as a people, within us, within ourselves, because what else is there for us to do? We don't want to add. We don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. So that's my thought process in those situations. How can I fix it? That's the first thing. How can I do something different, or how can I make the situation better? And it'd be hard to have that type of heart and to run into those people that is just, you just got to let it be what it's going to be. Or you finna be in hell with them. You finna be on there. You finna be on there going for what you know. Lead by example, yes. And that's just something to stay mindful of. And that's how I really understood the thing about judgment. Just knowing that, and before I can just really say anything, I have to do the work inside of me and make sure that I'm straight, or let me do a self-evaluation to see if I can even say something about something. Other than that, let's work together, let's love together, let's heal together, let's get to where we need to go to get us from point A to point B, because we are moving forward. We ain't looking back. We're not looking back, we are looking forward, honey. We are being present in the moment, and we are connecting to the ones that want the love, that want to be part of the solution, that don't want to stay in a place to where you in a defeated place, not when we have the power in us to be great, so that was never the intention. I don't think that was the intention for us in the thought of creation, is for us to right. And you gotta know, I used to didn't know when I couldn't help. And that's why I say I be sitting up there looking crazy at the end of the day, crying somewhere, because I'm trying to help where I can't help. So, but now I identify quick, fast, and in a hurry. So that's just growth that we have. That's a level of growth. So it does not. I like that you said that. God and defeated does not go together. Right, business for us, so many don't have a clue on how to serve God or know God. That's so important. Not so much to serve Him. You definitely can't serve Him if you don't know Him. This is great with you coming on and explaining so others can join in. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Sissy. Thank you so much. But yeah, and I thank God for using me, and I just thank God for my openness and to receive it. And I only got here because I was looking for those answers, because I was who I was. I loved with my whole heart, and I didn't get it back. I didn't get that wholeness back, that love back. So I needed to understand it, because I was like, I didn't understand how the love that I had in me was wrong. And just to grow and learn that it's not wrong because it's from the Creator, it lifted me up so high that I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm in there. You can't tell me nothing different about love and what it is, because I know it, and I know it's within me, and I know it's what created me, is in the spirit of love. And we have to not keep serving in a box. Yes. Hey, man. Now, amen to that. We cannot serve in a box. Especially nowadays, you can't be in a box. And one thing that came up, like the social media. Like social media, it is an outlet. Everyone has a platform. If you have a page, you have a platform. So anything that you're posting and you putting out, that is your platform. That is your message. That is what you're putting out to people. So, and with that being said, then use your platform to be a voice to spread love. And I mean, if that's not your cup of tea, then cool. But if you have a platform, God has made it a way to where we can meet and reach as many people as we will by how we show up and for ourselves, and how we show up for Him is how we communicate, and what is our intention, what are we contributing. And that's what I'm saying, what are you going to contribute to the world? How are you demonstrating peace and love, harmony, or togetherness, or unity, to support, to where people can build off of that. Me, since we was listening to Sorry Not Sorry, been listening to it, I love Jay-Z, but we were just thinking like how all the people, that they started from the bottom, they started from the hood, from the projects, or whatever the case may be, but they worked up, they used what God put in them, and they expanded beyond, because it's not a limit to what you can do when you tap into that greatness, when you tap into that type of power, but being around that energy. And that's why It said, and by all the greats and the people that are very successful, to tell you to be around people that has the same ideas, like-minded, like you are, that's moving and want to build something and to give something back to the community and be one of one mind. We're not divided. We're only divided in our minds. So if we can come together in the spirit of love and then the spirit of who we are, just tapping into our greatness and doing and staying focused on what's in us to be great and to contribute to the world, and then connecting and networking with people like that, and just imagine the impact that we can do. When we're working together and we're using our voice and we're not scared to speak it, because we know it's coming from a place of truth, it's coming from a place of peace, it's coming from a place of love, and just a place of support. In that way, just when you are able to think on that level and operate in that level, then you're going to draw near to those people. Just like God tells us to draw near to him so we can become a better version of ourselves, we will, as we become a better version of ourselves, we are drawing near to people that is doing the same thing. And it's and then with our skills, putting all our skills together, and whatever it is, we work together as a team, and no telling what will happen, where that will lead us. And that's what the path that I'm on. I want to network and connect with people just like that. That is what they want to contribute. They want to be they want to be the change that they want to see in the world. You don't want to just keep looking and voicing an opinion and not doing anything to change it, unless that's just what you choose to do. But I like to call out for those people, especially the ones that are connected to God, because that's what he calls us to do. That is our purpose, is to tap into us and become our best selves and then give back. We give and we receive, and we have received nothing but unconditional love by our Creator, and everything that we missed or was misinformed on or that did not get in the information, we have it now. So it's no excuse, and there's no reason to hold on to, something that has already gone. It's just a thing to look at and put in perspective and just see how far you come despite it all. Despite what was meant to break us, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And it doesn't. It only prospers in our mind and how we deal with it and how we're able to connect with it. So if it's not happening, if we're not connecting, then that's work we have to do. And that's why I say you don't really have time to get too deep into other people's business. If your business ain't straight, what's the song, sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine? That's what we got to do. And just continue to get better within ourselves, and then reaching out and connecting to people, and just continue to grow and spread that love, because that is what's gonna the change we need to see in the world. And I love to see that. I love to see the positive and the growth in the people that I have, that I come across my timeline. I love to see that, because that lets me know I know God is real, because his word is universal. It's not something to be argued or confused about, because he's not a God of confusion, and I love that. And I was real grateful to learn that this is not him. And if you're confused in something about who God is, go to God yourself and let him clear that up. Let him clear that up in you, and I can guarantee you it's going to be universal. It's going to be a universal word. No, sister. See, when I talk like this, but I'm telling you, it's from the Spirit of God. It's from my heart, what I talk about and what comes out of my mouth. And sometimes I sit up and be like, what I'm going to talk about? I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And I think about it, and I was like, just forget, just what, I just need a starting point. And it comes freely, because I allow it to happen. I allow whatever is in me to come out on whatever topic. And I really can speak on any topic when it comes to love and peace. Like any topic, it applies. It applies to it, and it is universal. And it is a problem solver. It's a conflict resolution. And that is what we need to have in our lives. That's what we need to have to cope with life, because we're challenged. We do not have control of this world or the people in it. Oh, yes, that's coming from the God in me. That definitely is, and I am so grateful for it. Oh Lord, I'm so grateful for you. Amen, Jesus. I am so grateful for that because woo, what I've seen and what I experienced, honey, if it weren't for him, I would probably be crazy right now. Or I definitely wouldn't be on here smiling and talking if I did not know the Lord. So I am so thankful for that, Lord. So, yes, and that's why I say, despite whatever you think your life is, or how you feel like no one's there for you or no one's love you, if you are really connected, if you know who your creator are, yes, we were birthed. God chose, and I thank God for choosing my parents to be the vessel who birthed me in this world. And but he is the father of us all. He is the father of life, of creation. And because of that is why we have our parents and our mothers that, gave birth to us. And that support and that love that is unconditional. We were birthed in a world, with love and support regardless. And if it wasn't, internally within, he sent somebody. God sends the spirit of a human flesh, a spirit that's connected to him, to you, to help you in any shape, form, or fashion that you need to be helped in. He know what you need. And when you be like, dang, I ain't know what happened, or if you pray for something that came, or someone came right in time, if you got some money, if you got something that you needed and it happened and God sent someone to you, that is how God works. When you allow God to use you and use who he is in you, and if you are a person that have something that can extend something to someone else, that is love, that is God. And that's why I say we always have to take care of ourselves. So when we do encounter people, they may not know God, they may have never experienced him, but when they know you and you lift God up in prayer, you lift him up in praise and glory of who you are, then they'll know who God is, because you are being a good representation of who God is in you. Yes, I love an unexpected blessing, because it raise your faith up, and it's real. It wasn't none but God. Because you'll be like, have no way, you have no idea how you gonna get through, and then you get through, and so you give all glory to God. And if you don't know him, I hope you get to know him. And if you know me, you best believe that this God that's in me, that the goodness that you give, because I'm very in tune with who I am in the flesh as well. I'm very in tune with that person as well. But, I try to keep that person in discipline, because I am who I am, and I accept that part of me as well in the flesh, in my experience. But at the same time, I know my intentions. I know who I am after. What I'm striving to be, because who I am in the flesh is not always the best thing, because it's just not, because I'm not. Who I am in the flesh is what I've experienced in this world, and what I've experienced of people that do not know God, that's not of God, that does not speak of peace and love and happiness. So that's a whole different person you have to be sometime until God finish working on you, and so you're able to be that representation of who he is. So that is my take on that. In the end of the day, let's do the work that we need to do, regardless of whatever is happening around you. Be that light, be the love and peace that you know that you are, or that you want to experience. But if you don't want to experience peace and love, hey, peace, love, and hair grease. I don't know what to say to you. But I pray, my love, my heart still goes out to everyone, because like I say, what I want for me, I want for you, and that's the real. Oh Lord, but yeah, that's the real. That is what I want for myself is what I want for you. Real talk. Like my nephew, I love him, y'all. I just feel like I'm really looking forward to see what my nephew YouTube channel is gonna be on, cause he has a great personality. I love him, but yeah, like you say, this all gas no break, all gas no break. This is what it is. So Yeah, so in the midst of chaos, in the midst of trouble, even in our minds when we trouble sometimes, that's one thing I also that I'm going to leave on too is I always have to remind myself who I am and who God is in me. When I am feeling low, when I'm feeling, down, I can get in myself into my head as well, and I can think when I need to be doing, so I'll just, I remind myself like who I am, who I am, and again, who is in me, and I will be better. So if I go down for a little bit, I'm not going to stay there. That's always the thing, but I do experience those negative emotions and feelings and thoughts and all that stuff, but it don't live there long. And I pray for it to always, I'm always praying to where it's very miserable that I don't even know that it exists. I pray, and that's what I'm working for me and in me is to get to that place to where it's far and in between. It's every blue moon. It's far and in between. Yes, Kelda Don. But he is ready, but I ain't ready. I tell that little pooty woody, he's something else, I tell you. But I'm so proud of him. Oh, shoot. He already know. I got crunk for him. I did too. I was like, go ahead. But okay, you all, this is my time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up tonight. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for who participated and shared your thoughts. Your voice matters. My voice matters. We have a voice. Our experience in our life is for a reason, and it'll help someone, especially when you know that your story and your life and your journey is for a reason. It's for a purpose, because they say it's pain and our purpose. It's, where we have experienced pain, there's purpose there, because it's something that we truly cared about. It's something that we held near and dear to our heart that was important to us, and why we was hurting so much. So there's purpose in there, and there's a story there. Hey, Linda. And so there's a story in that. If you've ever experienced that type of pain in your life, yes, you are so welcome. If you ever experienced that, like I said, there's purpose in there. Embrace it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to feel guilty about, because again, we couldn't be who we are without those experiences. And but the most important thing is, when we do experience it, learn the lesson from it. Take what's good for you, that's going to serve you better, and then what's not, let it go and let it be gone. And I will be back tomorrow. Like I say, I'll be talking about, I don't know yet. I got a list of things that I'm gonna talk about, but but we will be back on here tomorrow. And like I said, I love when y'all open up and share yourselves, cause not just my story, but your story. And this is why I wanted to build this. Why I did get Ginger's Love finally started, because I used to say when I would just do lives, I wanted to do it because I wanted to be a place where you feel comfortable and know that it's respect and love here. Because me, I'm a person that's where I come from, that's what I stand for, and that's what I will encourage, and that's what I will enforce. So that is my thing. You gonna tell the people good night, my little baby? Tell the people good night.
Good night.
So y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Do you love everybody? Do you got enough love for everybody?
Yes.
Yes. Who taught you that?
My teacher.
She said her TT. I tell her she has enough love for everybody.
Not a teacher.
Your teacher taught you that? Okay, she want to get a teacher the credit. Okay. That'll work, long as you know you got love for everybody. Alrighty, y'all. Have a good night. I love y'all, and I hope to see y'all again on here. And I know y'all will. Y'all love and support me, and I love and support y'all too in any way that I can. So y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining Ginger's Love, and we can enjoy the rest of our evening. Bye.
Bye.
She's saying bye. Don't put her down. Okay, y'all have a good night. She's so beautiful. She is. She's something else. She definitely got us on our toes and checking ourselves too. She got us checking ourselves because that's another topic we're gonna talk about is these little kitties that is little mini miniature us because they grow up, they learn from us, and then you be seeing they be a reflection of you. And it'll make you realize some of the things you need to check yourself about. So okay. Oh, what you saying, dude? With that big heavy tail, she ain't a baby no more. She a big girl. She is a big girl. Okay. Alrighty, your Aunt Bug is on here, and your Nana was on here. Yeah. Okay, y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you. Oh, you so sweetie.